So how do we treat iron deficiency then? So we do it by supplementing the diet with iron in the form of iron tablets that contain huge amounts of iron compared to how much you would normally receive in your diet. So there are two main ones that I have experience of using. So ferrous fumarate and ferrous sulphate. So the hospital that I work in actually used to use ferrous sulphate. When I first became a doctor, we used ferrous sulphate tablets to treat iron deficiency. And these tablets came at a dose of 200 milligrams per tablet. So we'd give one tablet 3 times a day. However, last year I think we changed over to ferrous fumarate, I think because of cost, and these tablets contain 305 milligrams of ferrous fumarate, and we give those at a dose of twice daily. Now be aware that these weights, these doses, are the mass of the entire compound, so the mass of ferrous fumarate or the mass of ferrous sulphate. So if you want to actually work out what weight of iron you're giving, for ferrous fumarate, a third of the weight of the entire compound is actually the weight of iron. So you need to take this mass and multiply it by a third. So each tablet contains roughly 100 milligrams of iron. So actually on this regimen, you're getting 200 milligrams of iron roughly a day when you're using that supplement. Ferrous sulphate, meanwhile, the sulphate is actually slightly heavier, therefore only a fifth of the weight of the entire ferrous sulphate molecule is actually the weight of the iron. So if you want to work out the weight of iron you're getting in a ferrous sulphate tablet, you need to multiply this by a fifth, which gives us 40 milligrams. So each ferrous sulphate tablet contains 40 milligrams of iron, so you're actually getting 120 milligrams of iron a day on this regimen. That's important, I feel, because when you look at over-the-counter supplements that contain iron, they tell you the weight of the actual iron that is present within the supplement rather than the weight of the iron compound that the supplement contains. So often over-the-counter iron supplements might contain 14 milligrams, and they say of elemental iron, and that means they contain 14 milligrams of the actual iron. Now, often they might actually contain iron in the form of ferrous fumarate, so the actual weight of ferrous fumarate they contain is 3 times that, so 42 milligrams of ferrous fumarate. So in order for you to compare these doses that we prescribe clinically to the doses present in over-the-counter supplements, you need to be aware that the over-the-counter supplements are talking about the weight of the actual iron, and they call that the elemental iron content. So tablets containing these large doses of ferrous fumarate and ferrous sulphate, they aren't available as over-the-counter supplements. They have to be prescribed. So if we diagnose an individual with iron deficiency anemia, we're going to prescribe them one of these. And as I say, the one we use now in my hospital is ferrous fumarate, 305 milligram tablets. In fact, I think they're actually capsules rather than tablets. And we get the patient to take them twice daily. They're going to need to take these tablets or capsules usually for a few months. So usually we get them to take them until their hemoglobin returns to normal serum concentration level, and then even after that we want them to take them for a further 3 months to replenish their iron stores within their body right up, and then they can stop taking them. And if they take them reliably, then we expect that their hemoglobin concentration should rise by about 20 grams per litre every 2 weeks. So if it started off at 80, then if they take this for 2 weeks, it should have gone up to 100, and then a further 2 weeks we would hope it would go up to 120, etc. And the way this is working is quite simple. These tablets or capsules supply a huge amount of iron, much more iron than you would get in your diet, and this iron is going to be absorbed and it's going to replenish iron stores. They're very safe medications, however people often don't like taking iron tablets because of the gastrointestinal side effects. So these tablets supply so much iron that a huge amount of it isn't going to be absorbed and is just going to pass all the way through the gastrointestinal tract. Now, unfortunately, it can cause irritation to the gastrointestinal tract as it's passing through, and therefore it can lead to abdominal pain, which is one of the major side effects people experience with iron tablets. Usually it's extremely mild and people can cope with it absolutely fine, but if it's more severe, then they might not want to go through with the therapy. In addition, one of the things we need to warn people about is because a lot of the iron goes through the gastrointestinal tract unabsorbed, it then comes out the other side and it has a very dark appearance and actually turns stools black when people are taking the iron tablets reliably. So you need to warn people that that's going to happen, otherwise it will scare them. Finally, they can cause diarrhea and constipation. Now, you might wonder, how can they cause both diarrhea and constipation? Well, some people get constipation from iron tablets, other people get diarrhea. Most people get constipation. So most people, iron seems to decrease the speed at which fecal matter moves through the colon, and therefore increases fecal loading of the colon, and of course if it's going to take longer to move through the colon, there's more time for water to be resorbed, and therefore by the time it actually gets to the end of the large bowel, it's going to be harder and more difficult to pass, so it's going to lead to constipation. However, in some individuals, it can cause the opposite. It can cause diarrhea. Now, the individuals that are going to get diarrhea with iron tablets, usually they're people with very sensitive bowels. So people who might have a diagnosis of irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. These people might have very loose, watery, almost diarrheal stools anyway all the time, and when they're given iron, it's going to irritate their very sensitive bowels, and they're going to get increased motility of the colon, and therefore it's going to move contents through even faster than it would normally, and it might therefore trigger an exacerbation of their diarrhea. Apart from the GI side effects, iron tablets are very safe and don't generally have any other side effects. If the GI side effects aren't tolerable for an individual, then we can give intravenous iron, which avoids obviously the iron ever coming in contact with the gastrointestinal tract. We don't do this very often in the UK because often it's not necessary, but it is an option if someone really cannot tolerate oral iron. Finally, I just wanted to end by talking about over-the-counter iron supplements. So in chemists or even in supermarkets, you can buy iron supplements. Usually these contain ferrous fumarate, and on the side of the packet, it will tell you they contain 14 milligrams of elemental iron. Again, I want to stress that that weight is not the weight of the ferrous fumarate, it's the weight of the actual iron in the ferrous fumarate. So if you want to work out the actual dose of ferrous fumarate that's being given in these over-the-counter supplements, it's 42 milligrams. You can compare that then to the doses that we give in these prescription iron supplements. Now, these over-the-counter supplements can be taken every day safely, indefinitely. Remember, we discussed earlier about how the gastrointestinal tract is very good at only absorbing iron if the body needs the iron. So if you're taking more iron than is actually needed, the GI tract will just not absorb it and it will just pass through unabsorbed. Now, in most people, taking a daily iron supplement is not going to be necessary whatsoever. Most of the iron will just pass straight through and is going to lead to unnecessary GI side effects for no gain. However, in some people, especially young women who might have heavy periods and might have a vegetarian or vegan diet that's going to be lower in iron, then taking a daily iron supplement to prevent iron deficiency is a good idea. And indeed, usually these daily iron supplements are marketed for women.